Hey, I want to tell you about the cookie contest for 2023. This is a required assignment for everybody. Please bring a batch of homemade cookies to school on Wednesday, March 29th before school starts. It will count for 1,000 points. You will receive 500 points for the assignment plus 500 extra credit, which will go to some of your missing work or your low scores, just for bringing them in. This is a required assignment. They may be fruity or chocolatey, moist or crispy, but they must be made by you, and there must be at least 1 dozen. That's 12. Although more is better because in order to win, you must have more than one judge's score. Late entries and cookies from a tube, package mix, or bar cookies are not acceptable and will be disqualified from competition, as well as the 500 extra credit points. Winners will receive 1,000 extra credit points for first place, 500 for second, and 250 for third, as judged by your teachers. So everybody that brings their cookies in before school on March 29th will get 500 points for doing it, because it's a required assignment, plus 500 extra credit points. But the winners, first place, will get 1,000 points on top of that, 500 second place on top of that, and 250 for third. Don't bring in your cookies late. If you don't have a first period, you need to make arrangements with me, but don't just show up third or fourth period, and definitely don't bring them in during your class time. They need to be here before school starts on March 29th. Otherwise, you're disqualified from the competition. Also, we don't take cookies from a tube, so if you're trying to get Pillsbury Poppin' Fresh cookie dough and slice it and bake it, not acceptable. If you get Betty Crocker cookie mix and use that, not acceptable. Bar cookies like the pumpkin bars we made, or brownies or blondies, anything like that, not acceptable. They need to be shaped in cookie shaped before they're baked. Not baked as a whole bar and then cut up into individual cookies thereafter. Not acceptable. Let's see. Complete the entry form on back, as well as a 3x5 card with your cookie name and your entry number. Cookie name, entry number. Do not put your name on the card because you need to remain anonymous. Please put your cookie name and your entry number on the back as well as the front. So you want to do both sides. Do not put your name on it. Your entry number will be your period number followed by your Chromebook number. So if your Chromebook is 29 and you're from period 4, your entry number will be 429. If your Chromebook number is 1 and you're from period 1, it's not 11, it's 101. So it's a 2-digit Chromebook number. Okay, let me give you some examples of some attractive index cards. Decorate them, make them attractive so that the judges are drawn to your cookies. There's some macadamia cookies. Period 4, Chromebook 17. Strawberries and cream, period 3, Chromebook 20. Wakanda cookies. You can change the name too. If they're chocolate chip cookies and you think that's boring, call them Wakanda cookies. Period 4, Chromebook number 6. Norwegian crumb car. Period 6, Chromebook 35. Double chocolate M&M cookies. Period 4, Chromebook 26. Period 3, Chromebook 3. Not saying you have to decorate your index card, but it's a good idea. At least make it legible. Colorful is good too. You can go to my YouTube page, Chef Mac SHS, and see videos of previous cookie contests so you know what to expect. This person here even decorated their toothpick. I will provide toothpicks for you, and I'll provide index cards for you too. You just provide the labor. Feel free to skip through this portion if you're done looking at card entries. Notice that none of these have the student's name on them. Neither the front nor the back should have names on them. These are just some of the most attractive cookie entry cards that I've kept. There's been hundreds of more that have just gone in the trash. But these were impressive to me for some reason. Make sure the judges can read your entry number. Excuse me, if they can't read your entry number, they're not going to bother judging your cookies. And if nobody judges them, you don't get your points. Well, I take that back. If you bring them in and no one judges them, you still get your points. But you got to check in with me. All right here it says, complete the entry form on back as well as a 3x5 card with the cookie name and your entry number. No names on the card, please. Your entry number is a 3-digit number made of your period followed by your 2-digit book number or Chromebook number. Tape that card to a toothpick and stick it on your disposable plate, which will later be thrown away. Don't bring your mom's fine china because I promise you it'll go in the trash. Don't bring your mom's Tupperware, it will go in the trash. I mean, you can transport it in your mom's Tupperware, but as soon as you get here on the 29th, you need to transfer it to a paper plate, which I will give you, and take your mom's Tupperware with you. If you leave it here on the tables, it'll get thrown away. Bring it to school on or before your first class on March 29th to room 5201. Late entries will be disqualified. You must show me to get marked as proof of participation when brought in. So on the morning of 29th, it's going to be a little bit crazy because I have 150 students, and they're all going to be bringing in their cookies before school. So it's a good idea to come in a little bit early. I'll be here early. But when you bring them in, you need to show me your plate of cookies along with this entry form. And I will put a stamp or a mark on this entry form as proof that you brought in your cookies. Sometimes people will bring in their cookies, set them down, and leave. The judges never try them, and nobody gets credit. So make sure that when you bring them in on the 29th, you show them to me. I'll give you a stamp or a mark that goes on here, which is proof that your cookies were brought in. I know I'm repeating myself, but I don't know how many times people don't pay any attention to this. This is your entry form. You're going to put your entry number there, which we've gone over, your 3-digit number. Here you put your name, your period, cookie name. I need the whole recipe, not just a list of ingredients. I need directions as well. No recipe, no credit. If it's easier for you, you can take your recipe that you've printed from the internet or wherever you got it and staple it to this. You don't have to write it by hand. You do not have to write it by hand. All right? This, once you get your mark on the morning of the 29th, will be turned into the green box, and that's how you get your 1,000 points. Don't get your mark, you're headed for trouble. So you're going to make your cookies, bring them in on the 29th, show them to me before school starts, put your cookies on the table, and pink sheet goes to the green turn-in box. Your cookies will have an index card, cookie name, entry number on both sides. At least the number goes on both sides. If you don't want to decorate both sides, we could live with that. But please put your number, because the judges are in a hurry. They want to grab some cookies, judge them, and be gone. If they have to stop and search for your number, or maybe they can't see it, like for example, this one here has got the number. It's a little bit hard to see compared to everything else. The judges see that, they're likely to just walk on by and never judge your cookies. So make it easy for the judges to judge your cookies. You want them to be attractive. You want to have a good label. If it contains nuts, you might want to put that on there. Depends on what it is. These cookies right here, we're going to assume they don't contain nuts. So if that contains nuts and it's unexpected, you might want to put may contains nuts there, because there are people who are allergic. Other cookies, it may be more obvious whether they or not they have nuts. So just to recap, March 29th, everybody brings in a dozen cookies before school. You make them yourself. You make a flashcard, entry number, which is your period, followed by your 2-digit Chromebook number. The title of your cookies, or the name of your cookies. Your name does not go on here. Make sure your entry number is on the back as well. Bring that to me on the morning of March 29th. Show me the pink slip. I will give you a stamp or a mark. You'll turn this in the green box. Leave your cookies on the table. Uncover them so the judges, if there's a lid or a foil or anything over the top of your cookies, the judges will walk right past them. So don't make it difficult for the judges to try your cookies. And we'll see you on the 29th with a plate of cookies.